What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the best gear for the Eminence and Shadow collaboration. We're gonna be going over each of the brand new characters that came with the collab and going over their best gear set that you guys are going to want to be building for these characters in Grand Cross. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 51,000 subscribers. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's go over it. Don't even mind my hair, by the way. I just got out the shower. I put my hair with the what's it called, like a shower towel. And yeah, I'm just, hopping in, getting ready to record. Let's just get into it, guys. So starting off with the first character of the collaboration, let's start with Beta. Okay, so Beta is going to be a backline supportive type character. Now, with the new Eminence and Shadow collaboration PvP team, like the one that you're rocking with Shadow, Beta does require to be on the field, because a lot of the things that she's providing for Shadow is gonna be when she's on the field. So as you guys can see right here, when the hero enters the battle, Shadow is applied to applicable allies, so it's going to be the pierce rate and the damage reduction. Whenever the hero uses a buff skill, applicable allies defense related stats increase by 15 up to 45%. Yeah, and then for each buff, so this is just going to be naturally in the battle that can be from back. This can also be from backline as well, and then this can be from backline as well. So there's two things in her passive that are like, okay, you have to have her on field, whereas the rest of her passive, if you are fine with just taking these like three things at the top, then you're okay to just kind of go like, I'm just gonna slap her in the back, and we really don't care about her gear. So at that point, guys, in my opinion, the best gear set for Beta is going to be a HP defense set. And the reason why I say this is because with the gear on Beta here, especially if you're rocking her in the backline, and this is something that, with the brand new chaos difficulty of Endura, you definitely want to rock Beta in the backline, as there's going to be kind of a different type of setup team that you're going to be rocking, where Beta's going to be backline, you have Lancelot, LR King in the front, and then your last character is going to be Alpha. So Beta right now is kind of relegated to the backline in PvE content when we're talking the death match, but when we're talking PvP, she's going to be on the front line. But if you are rocking her in the front anyway, she's going to want to be a very tank heavy character. So HP defense is going to be very, very important, so that she stays alive as long as possible, so you're able to benefit from her giving all the bonuses when she's on field. Also, another thing to mention too, guys, is her Holy Relic also decreases enemies damage dealt whenever the hero uses a buff skill. And it's going to be by 40% for 2 turns as well, but this is also on field, so Beta needs to be on field to be able to get this. And so again, that's another supportive type effect where, if she is on field anyway, you want her to stay alive as long as possible. And so an HP defense set, in my opinion, is going to be the way to go. Now, in terms of the rolls on the HP gear, guys, this is just an example of my Mael gear. So, take it with, how you would build the actual gear set for the character. But this is how I do it. Attack percent on the top 2 pieces. As you guys can see, we do have defense percent on the middle, right? So you can see. And then for the bottom, it's going to be HP percent. So again, guys, it's just your standard rolls. Make sure that you have attack, defense, and HP on the rolls, and then HP defense, with the defense pieces being in the middle, just in case you need to swap out, either the 4 set or the 2 set for this character. Maybe in the future she becomes an on-fielder and you do run her like attack defense, right? Especially in like the chaos battle, we'll have to see. But that is going to be second member Beta and the best gear set for her. Alright, guys, now moving on to the next character of the collaboration, we have first member Alpha. Now, Alpha in the collaboration is going to be one of the, in my opinion, actually, I think she actually is the best unit of the collab, at least at this very moment in the game. Because I do think that Beta will age out in terms of being just like a backline support character, and her being applicable for, fairies as well, which it seems like they're pushing towards more of a fairy kind of meta anyway. I do think that Alpha, at least right now, guys, is going to be a very strong on-field character for both PvP alongside Shadow and Beta, and then in PvE on the Chaos Endura fight. So yeah, let's talk about exactly what she's doing and why we're going to be building her a certain way. So in her passive right here, guys, she is going to be doing a few things that are going to be very, very good. The first thing is going to be Misform, which I don't necessarily know how this works on the new Chaos Endura fight, but from what I've gathered, this Misform is insanely strong in that fight, and it allows you to bypass the debuffs that the boss is going to apply on you. So she is pretty much a must-have on field so that you don't get debuffed, which is why, you know, Alpha does have a ton of value right now in PvE. And then in PvP, you know, when you run her alongside her team, where you're running, or, you know, you're running her with, you know, Shadow, Beta, right? Like, you're going to be getting all these other buffs. So, you know, Sword of Penetration, this is going to be her damage, like, alone for herself. This is going to make it so that the first two skills are just, you know, raw basic stat damage, no effects on the skill. It's going to increase the hero's basic stats per ally. So there's just a ton of things going on in her passive, guys, where she's just kind of boosting the team, but she also herself will be able to do a ton of damage. And then if we go to her Holy Relic, when a hero uses a single target attack to defeat an enemy, all debuffs are removed from applicable allies, and they are healed 50% of maximum HP, limit of 2 times, and this is going to be for fairies and Shadow again. So, you know, with that being said, guys, and looking at her kind of kit, you know, she's kind of built to be a supportive while being a DPS character, and in PvE content specifically, I'm definitely going to recommend an attack defense set, and this is specifically for the Chaos Endura fight. Now, the reason why I say attack defense specifically is because in the fight, Alpha is going to be one of your main damage dealers, and on HP defense, I still think she can do really good damage on HP defense, but attack defense is going to be the way to go in my opinion, because you're not really able to crit on the fight. At least from my experience, you're not really critting that often. And yeah, I mean, that would pretty much, you know, invalidate the crit damage middle piece, and then attack defense lets you tank a lot better, right, if you're instead of running attack crit damage. So yeah, in my opinion, guys, attack defense is going to be the move. Other than attack defense, like, let's say you can't make the CC requirement on like a chaos difficulty, HP defense can work too. It's just you know, if you're really relying on Alpha's damage specifically in that fight, then attack defense would really help you out. Now, in terms of the roles on the gear, guys, going to be the kind of the exact same setup here as with the you know, HP defense gear. So attack on the top pieces in terms of the roles, you're going to do defense on the middle pieces, right? And then on the bottom pieces, you're going to be rocking HP percent as well, which is pretty much the, you know, kind of standard you know, way you would kind of build your gear anyway, right? Like, Alpha's not anything crazy. She doesn't need like pierce rolls or anything like that. You just run her on attack, defense, HP on the rolls, and then attack defense for the gear set, if we're talking exclusively for the Chaos Endura battle. If we're talking PvP, then I definitely do think an HP defense set on this character would be really good. Like, you could just slap on HP defense. She still is going to be hitting very, very hard in PvP, but she's mainly going to be more of a, you know, kind of being on the team just to get you that supportive roll off the rip for Shadow to just kind of go crazy, right? So yeah, definitely HP defense in PvP. But if we're talking, if we're going into, you know, the Endura boss, I would definitely go attack defense, guys. So that is going to be how I'm going to be building first member Alpha. Let's move on now to Shadow. Alright, guys, so hopping into the final character of the collaboration, we have leader Shadow. Now, Shadow is going to be the main damage dealer of the like type of team that he's trying to build around. So when you're running Shadow alongside Beta and Alpha, he's going to be your main DPS. And as you guys can see, this actually does say active outside of deathmatch, meaning that Shadow is not going to be good on that new deathmatch mode for Chaos Endura. You're only going to really be able to get use out of this character in like PvP content. So let's kind of talk about it. So he increases applicable allies basic stats for each one participating in battle. He gets Moonlight at the start of the battle, which means he gets attack related stats and damage dealt. He's going to have magic control, which is going to mean that all target attack damage dealt inflicted will be equal to 4% of remaining HP at the end of the turn, and it's going to stack up to 5 times, and he's able to apply this whether the enemy is attacking you or you're attacking them. For each magic control effect applied to enemies, applicable allies damage taken decreases by 5% up to a maximum of 40, and all stats of the hero increase by 3 up to a maximum of 30. And whenever 5 or more magic control effects on the enemies, fluidity is going to be applied to the hero, which is going to inflict additional damage equal to 25% of the hero's max HP, and increases max HP by 25% when using a skill. And this is at 2 out of 6 on the dupe level, guys, so bear that in mind, that that does actually change based on dupes. Fluidity is applied to the hero if there are 5 or more magic control effects on the enemy at the start of the ally's turn. So it can't happen like on the enemy's turn, it has to be on your starting turn. Now moving on to his Holy Relic, increases the critical resistance by 10% and critical defense by 20% for each applicable ally preceding the battle. That's really, really good support on the team. And yeah, I mean, obviously most of what you know, Shadow's kind of doing is kind of debuff on the enemy and, you know, with fluidity for himself for the buff, or for magic control on the enemies, guys. And so in my opinion, the best gear set for Shadow is going to be HP defense. Now, the reason why I would say HP defense is the best set is because Shadow is going to be able to be the main kind of damage dealer, and you would think attack rate damage would be the move, but he's going to be very susceptible to dying. You want to keep this character alive if he's able to even get off fluidity or the magic control. And so in my opinion, having an HP defense set, especially in geared PvP where, you know, you don't have a ton on the fairy team with Shadow, you know, beta and alpha are not drawing damage away from him, he's going to be susceptible to dying. You definitely want to protect him. So HP defense is going to be the gear set in my opinion, guys. And in terms of the roles, same exact thing. You're going to go attack on the top pieces, defense on the middle, and then HP percent on the bottom pieces right there. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely run attack crit damage if you're in like maybe lower tier PvP and geared, but I would definitely say HP defense is a lot safer, and as long as Shadow is able to stay alive, you will be able to get off all of his bonuses anyway and deal a ton of damage, guys. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now with the collaboration characters, guys. Let me know what gear you guys built for the 3 characters from the collaboration, but just to give you guys a TLDR, it's going to be HP defense for beta, attack defense for alpha, and HP defense for Shadow. So that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later.